everybody, welcome to today's. I've got the Beatles, You've Got to Hide Your Love Away. Beautiful 6/8 song. I'm going to be looking at it with you. Kind of some improvisation ideas using triads, one of my very favorite topics. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to put the lead sheet here on the screen for you so you can check out exactly what I'm looking at here on my music stand. It's just a simple fake book chart. So the basic chords are this. Here I stand, head in hand, turn my face to the wall. If she's gone, I can't go on, feeling 2 foot small. And I didn't actually go to the 5 chord. I just started to loop it there at the beginning of that video just to kind of get the feel for it here. And notice, first of all, the time signature. We're in 6/8 time. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. So, dick-a-doom-doom, dick-a-doom. If you're not used to 6/8, that's kind of the basic strum pattern like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. My face to the wall. And again, you want to just map out the basic melody. Now, what I'm going to do next is show you the triad that would go along with that. And this triad approach, one of my very favorite topics, as you probably know, on Patreon and just teaching in general, it can be applied to this type of style, rock or pop or country or jazz or blues or whatever. It doesn't matter. Triads are the building blocks. So I'm doing this. I've got the root on top and I got a G major chord, G triad, so it's just a shape. And then for the D chord, it's the 5th on top, the A. So that's, to me, what's important, is that you know, okay, I got the root and the chord's G. And there it is, there's that triad. That's kind of called first inversion because of the B down here being the lowest note. But I'm often thinking about the top note. What's the melody note in relation to the chord? The root. So I got my root. And the next note is A, if you look there on the chart, and that's the 5th of D. So I have this. Now the next chord is F, and C is the melody note. Now it's the 3rd, B. You can do that if you want to grab that little lick. Add a little feel in it to do a chord melody style using triads. We can also do this. That'd be cool. But now I'm going to the 4-3-2 strings for the G. But I love this shape for major. We can do it here if you know your 4-3-2 strings. And basically, you really do want to know your 3-2-1 string inversions and your 4-3-2 inversions when doing chord melody. Review so far. We have G major, D, F, and then G. If you want to get that little fill there, you can just do this shape. So again, we have just these shapes. And that can already, starts to sound like the song. It's kind of gesturing the chord melody. Or you could do it again on 4-3-2. That's nice. You can break it up into some single note lines. And then do the C chord. Okay, and that's the first 4 bars. Let's try that much. We have G. And then, basically, let's give this a try just so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And maybe D. Notice for the D, I added an inversion. And now I'm kind of fancying it. Going to the next 3 strings. And now I would want to improvise. So you heard me say, now I'm going to improvise. I was staying on the 3-2-1 strings at first, but then you saw me cross over to the 4-3-2 strings. Again, I do recommend that you work both of those sets of inversions. Okay, so now let's go ahead and start to work on these triad inversions to make sure you really know them. I'm thinking this, we have 4 chords in the song, G, D, F, and C, playing around with the various order of those 4 chords, but they're all major chords. So this song is great to master your major triad inversions. Remember, there's 3 inversions on each set of strings. I'm going to show you right now the top 3 strings, which is what I always recommend to start with. We have G major with the root on top. That means this. And then the 3rd is here. We have this shape. And then we have the 5th, which is D. And we have this shape. Remember, you got to be able to spell the chords. If I say G major, you got to think G, B, D. G, B, D. And then you have to know the shape that correlates to each chord. Okay? And hopefully you have those shapes. Those are the only 3 shapes. Now the next chord is D. Here's D with the 3rd on top, D with the 5th on top, and D with the root on top, G. But I'm going to play C. I mean, just that alone, you can make an exercise out of that. Actually, let's just try that. I'm going to put the play along on and just do that one finger kind of a guide through there so I know where I'm going. I'm going to play around with it. Here we go. Backing track, one finger. I'm only going to play chord tones. I'm going to kind of just do this improvisationally at first. I know you hear the melody, and that's good. That way you know that the melody is all chord tones. F to C, and then to D chord. Let's try a new inversion. Mixing and matching these inversions. Okay, you get the idea. That was just, again, having fun mapping out those chords, the chord tones with one finger. And then you know what the next step is, to add inversions. And that's what I mean by improvising with triads. Okay, I mean, again, you might start with the basic melody. I'm staying on the top 3 strings. And D. Now I'll improvise a little bit. C. I'll yell it out. C, F, C, G, D, F, G. Hey, I hope you enjoyed today's little mini lesson here on triad application over You've Got to Hide Your Love Away by the Beatles. We're just jamming on the A section. If you want to see the whole video lesson, please check out and consider joining Patreon. I share all of my video lessons on Patreon. We have a lot of fun taking a lot of cool songs like this and just trying to think outside the box a little bit about application and having fun with demonstrations of these ideas. Thanks, guys. We'll see you all next time. You get the idea? G, D,